Do a vertical 160.
Oh, that would be so fun.
You need a big radial system, though.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
You'd spend all day running radials along the ground. It looks like our YouTube just went down. So
yeah, something came up here.
It says meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Yeah, I just restarted it.
Oh, okay.
I think I started it.
Okay, so we're going to do 2 alpha then, Jeff. I think we're all in agreement, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, good. That's
plus maybe 2 meters or 440.
Oh yeah. Well, we should have a station set up for a talk-in, I guess, at least. Bob, you have the 2 meter 440 set up, don't you?
Yeah, I'll bring the.
You look cold, Bob. You're frozen.
No, it's pretty hot in here. No air conditioning.
Oh boy.
So, but yeah, I'll bring enough stuff for a 2 meter station, and antenna and all that stuff.
Now, since that's not part of the official field day, I mean, Jeff, do you have a standalone 2 meter antenna that we can?
I have one up in the attic that I could just bring down, and I mean, it's just it's a magnetic mount. It's like a car top antenna, but I have it up in my attic. It works it works amazingly well on the 1.3, but you know, that's all it's a vertical. It's nothing fancy, but it'll get the job done if you just want to talk on 2 meters locally. How far you want to try to get on 2 meters?
Well, to hit the repeater, I'm just wondering if an antenna.
Oh yeah, I have no problem hitting the repeater. Yeah.
Well, Bob has the antenna with the radio. That should hit the repeater from there.
Yeah, I can bring the club's antenna on.
Right. We have the X50 or whatever it is.
I mean, I can hit the repeater with my HT sitting in my basement. Yeah. So okay. You won't have a problem hitting the repeater.
I'm looking to manufacture some club intro by, working 2 meter FM simplex on, I don't know, 145 something for our members. I'm looking to manufacture some club intro by, working 2 meter FM simplex on,
Yeah, we can try it.
Okay, I need to go. I'm going to say 73, folks.
Okay, Fred, nice to see you.
Okay, take care.
I'm going to sign out too, but I'm going to say thanks, Jeff, for taking it on. The old timer on the Zoom really appreciates what you do. And what your wife's doing. Does she want wine? What's she like?
She's a Chardonnay gal or a Cabernet Sauvignon.
If I come, I'll try and pick up a Cabernet.
The talk-in frequency is 145, 1.3, right?
Yep.
Either 1.3 or 6, whatever you hit. Yeah.
Well, no, for simplex, for talk-in.
Oh.
I thought we did 145 or something like that, didn't we?
Probably no point doing a simplex. I mean, if we really needed that on site, we could figure it out. But
well, 35 years ago, it was 147.45 MARC executive simplex.
147.45. Okay, I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, well, that's now the Spanish channel. It's now the Spanish channel. Somebody's got a all-star note or something on it, and all you hear is Spanish on it.
Okay.
So we'll pick another one.
Yep.
We have executive. Do we have legislative and judicial as well?
Well, the point is,
Stop being a constitutionalist.
Yeah.
the point is, I'd like to be publicizing so people know where to look for us on Simplex. Again, I'm trying to generate some interest for club members who can't be there and aren't on HF. Okay, if there's nothing else, I think I'm going to step out as well.
All right, take care, Ned.
See you, Ned.
Thank you all.
Hey, Jeremy,
Yeah, John.
okay, Jeremy, first, thanks for getting me the link. And what I was going to suggest to Ned is what I suggested the other day to Marple Newtown, is that maybe the first hour or two, every club member should try calling on 146.520, which of course is the national 2-meter calling frequency. Any contacts you make, you put in your log. So even, I think this year there'll be more activity there than we've ever seen before, because we're going to have all these little logs added to the big log. But you figure, I don't know how many members there are, 60 members. If even half of them get on the 2-meter simplex and then the 440 simplex and chase each other around, you could wind up with a fairly decent score just off of that alone.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just my thought.
Because that would work for folks who only have FM VHF.
Well, it'll work for everyone has FM VHF, and then there's some that only have. So I think it would work for everyone. And Ned was talking about generating interest. When it's all over, could look at logs and see who made the most contacts on FM and give them a little in the club award, or who contacted the most other club members. Just a thought. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to check out of here. Not exactly
Right.
sure.
All right, thanks, John. Good to see you.
Thanks, John.
Good to
See you tomorrow on the net.
Yes, indeed. Going to give it a try.
All right. So you got
So,
the script that I
Jeremy,
sent?
but before you go, let me if you don't mind, if I share my screen, maybe you can help me wordsmith this.
Okay, yeah, if you can't, I should be able to enable it.
You should have it now.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm offering up my home QTH's field day location this year. We will be operating probably 2A under the club's 1-by-1 call, Whiskey 3 blah, blah, blah. If you get lost on Saturday morning trying to find me and can't reach us on talk in on the repeater, you can always try me on my cell. Let's say we'll start around 9 to 9:30 a.m. This is a BYOE event. Bring your own everything, making available the club gear, which is sort of at my house anyway, which includes a couple of transceivers, a keyer, wire antennas, and chairs. There will be a grill and a bathroom. Don't come with great expectations unless you bring the book to read, because we're making this up as we go. If you think you might show up, drop me a line. I'm asking that we maintain social distancing, but you don't have to wear a mask unless you want to. Remember, masks protect us from you, not the other way around.
You say masks are encouraged?
I'm not wearing a mask.
I'm more comfortable with this because honestly, this is the way I've been dealing with my neighbors. We are having regular barbecues and social events. We give each other respectful distance, but we're not all wearing masks. I will not wear a mask, especially if it's 89 freaking degrees. So,
Just one thing, you have a typo on the frequency, the 145.06.
oh,
147.06.
Yeah,
706 or 513.
wait, okay. What are the right frequencies? I'm sorry.
145.13, and 147.06.
Thank you.
Perfect.
All right. So you want me to send this to you, Jeremy, and you can send it out on the club account?
Yeah. I'll do that. Or do
All
you want
right.
a more specific start time? Maybe say 9:30?
I'm just going to say 9:30.
Yeah, I think that's early enough,
Yeah,
especially if we're just putting up wire antennas and stuff. That'll
right.
it's a ton of time.
If you just have to slingshot them up into the tree, that's not too big.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
Now, for computers, will you have electrical power out there? Maybe just run an extension cord? Because we don't need to run the computers off the generator.
A couple of canopies and chairs. Yeah, I can, there'll be, you know, for computers, I have lots of extension cords. We'll have no problem if we want to run the computers. Honestly, I think we could probably run the computers off the Jenny as well if we needed to. Speaking of which, though, we never did get to end of job on that. If we can't get Lou to bring the computers, I would just as soon go with paper logs, and then, you know, maybe I'll just, you know, pay somebody to key it in or something. I don't know. But
I think I have one computer. I have, and I actually have it set up with the N3 FJP software.
I know but the problem with that is it takes me hours to get all of those files combined and then sorted and then deduped and then you know, in the Calibri or whatever format it is. That is just, honestly, I would just well, you know, to me, the points don't matter. This is fun. This is social. If somebody else wants to take ownership of submitting our application, I really would like not to have that on my to-do list this year. I would, you know, I would make an appeal that if I'm making my home available, that might be a task that I don't have to do. Because the last couple of years, it's been a big pain in the butt. And last year I screwed it up and we lost a bunch of points because of it. So, and I think somebody actually got pissed off at me because of that, to which my response was, then you do it next year. So,
Yeah, let's find out who it was and let them do it. But I'll submit it. But
okay.
I'd rather have paper logs also to submit it, because I'm not very adept at combining all those files into the calamari or whatever it is.
You got to deep fry it.
Yeah.
Cabrillo, that's it. It's
Cabrillo.
the Cabrillo format.
That's it. There you
Yeah.
go.
But
But
files.
And no eating the paper now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be just as easy, and I don't think we're going to have thousands of them. The only drawback is we won't see dupes, but that's not a major problem, because usually the people on the other end will say you're a dupe if they're using software.
Well, and I think everything's going to be a little bit, everybody's going to have to cut everybody a major supply of grace this year.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And with only 2 computers, or excuse me, with only 2 radios, it should be a lot easier. Now, I have the N3 FJP or whatever it is on, oh no, you know what? That laptop died. That laptop died a horrible death. It crossed the Rainbow Bridge. So I don't have a laptop with that software on it. So I don't know if it will run on a Chromebook. If it'll run on a Chromebook, I've got a Chromebook. I'm not going to use my work laptop for that, though, because it's you know, I just can't take that chance. But I don't know. Paper works for me.
Well, I'm good with paper too. And so.
I guess with paper, you also don't have to worry about contaminating the keyboards and all of that.
Right, and that's a big thing too.
Good point. Yep.
It's just everybody uses their own paper and their own pen.
Okay, that's probably something let's say, we will be logging on paper, bring your own paper and pen.
Or at least bring your own pen. Right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I've got lots of paper, but nah, I mean, I got lots of pens too. We'll leave
Well,
that
you
out.
shouldn't have to supply pens.
Hey, listen, I can always run stuff through the club treasury. Don't worry
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
If I need to if the impact on my office supply inventory becomes material, I'll talk to Lou.
I say,
So,
just from a cleanliness perspective, it's better if everybody just has their own pen in their pocket
yeah.
and not the communal pen that you don't know whose mouth it's been in.
Right.
But that's what happens. You're sitting there, get the pen in your mouth, and somebody picks it up later.
Well, sounds like we got it covered here. And then this.
Bring your own pen for cleanliness purposes. All right. Okay. So Jeremy, I'm gonna send this. What
All emails go to the same place. So
no, but what's your email?
let's see. I'll type it in the chat.
How many people do you think we're going to end up with here?
I have no idea.
Well,
I mean, you're talking about 20 or 30. I think we have a hard time getting that on a regular year.
Yeah, I
Right.
know.
if we get 10, I'll be shocked. So,
And probably a lot of people won't stay the whole time. So there might be kind of a peak, maybe in the early afternoon.
right.
Oh, well, I guess I could say feel free to show up anytime between then and I don't know, 10 p.m. or 9 p.m.
Yeah, I would say 9.
Yeah. All right. All right. Got it. You know what? I'm going to make that 7 p.m. Now, that doesn't mean we have to shut down at 7 p.m. That just means that if somebody shows up after that time, I think we'll still be going, but I don't want to encourage somebody to show up that late and expect, oh, I'm going to stay here all night.
Good.
Right. But if we're here and we want to rock and roll and keep going, we can keep going till the dawn, as long as we don't, create a noise complaint from the neighbors, which, since one neighbor is going to be out of town, that won't be an issue for the most part.
Well, we're a noisy group.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, all right. So Jeremy, you should have that in your inbox now. All righty.
Just got it.
Good
What
to
kind of
go.
beer do people like? And
Well-
will people get offended if I have like a cooler of beer that somebody can reach into? Is that some horrible violation of club etiquette or something like that?
We'll have to what do you think, Jeremy? I think it's fine.
I
Not
think
to
it's
my
fine.
knowledge.
I mean, honestly, if anybody has any negative reaction to that at all, I will not do it, and it won't hurt my feelings at all. But, I mean, at our house, that's what we call hospitality. So, I'll have a couple of cases of water and a couple of cases of soda and a couple of cases of beer. That's just what we do if people are stopping by. So, I'll get some ice and stuff like that. But, I don't want people to show up and drop out from dehydration. And if somebody wants to grab a brewski, they should be able to. Problem is, I don't have that much in the way of coolers, so we'll just have to see how that works. I might bring my beer fridge up from the basement into the garage. Anywho.
Yeah, I have a cooler. I'll try to bring that.
Yeah, if you guys want to bring an empty cooler,
Right.
we can always run to Wawa. There's a Wawa 3 minutes away. We can always run to Wawa for some ice and stuff like that. So, all right.
That's good if you're gonna get sandwiches or something too.
Yeah, I mean, we could always order the Wawa sandwich thing, but the thing I'm worried about is if we do that, now we're starting to get into who
Communal-
shows up, who's going to
Yeah.
eat. We're going to spend $50 on sandwiches, and I just as soon send my son up to
Yourself,
Wawa.
You just cook your own stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of making it a BYOE. You start stumbling into the, now it's a real field day, and I don't want to make it too complicated.
We gotta have the donuts because you know who might show up.
Let's put it this way. The first person who shows up without donuts is going to be asked politely but firmly to leave. I'm kidding. I will have coffee. I'll have a big old pot of coffee going, but not, I don't have like a big commercial coffee urn. I just have a normal house-sized coffee pot. And I actually have, believe it or not, the club has a coffee pot, which is at my house. So
Yeah.
I'll bring that up out of the basement and we'll get that going. We'll have 2 coffee pots going if we need it. So.
Jeff, on that note, I'm going to just have to check out, but I think it's a great thing that you're doing for the club. And maybe I can send you a virtual donut or something.
Oh, thank you, Chuck. And I appreciate that. 73.
73.
All right. Well, I'm going to rock and roll, guys. I'm going to head downstairs before my wife
right.
thinks I've been kidnapped on Zoom.
All right. Take care.
Talk to you later.
We'll see you
Bye.
Saturday.